So, yesterday I received a package from Dapper Fragrances. You want to know how the fragrance in that package stacked up to the original? Tune in. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trey Sense here. So, yesterday I received a package from Travis Gearhart over at Dapper Fragrances. He sent me 6 different scents, 6 different versions or variations. But the one I spent time with yesterday was his version of Mancera's Red Tobacco. Little gem here. Now, what I did was I sprayed Mancera on the right, Dapper on the left. Okay, let's get to it. Now, the fragrances off the top were very, very similar. I'll say Dapper is about 90 to 95% close to the Red Tobacco. There are differences. There's subtle differences, but they are differences, and that's fine. The Dapper fragrance tends to have a little bit more personality, not more personality, tends to have a personality of its own, even though it's a clone. Let me explain. Through the top part and through the mid, they're pretty similar. The mid is where they separate. From the mid to the dry down, that's where there's similarities there, but that's where they kind of go different. Example, the Mancera Red Tobacco stays red. The longer it stays on your skin, the more the cherry comes out. Where the Dapper fragrance, the longer it stays on your skin, the more the tobacco comes out. So when you get to the dry down, you can tell that they're similar and that the DNA is there. But in the Mancera, you're going to get much more cherry in the dry down than you do with the Dapper. And the Dapper, you get much more tobacco in the dry down. So if you've tried Mancera's Red Tobacco and you thought maybe it was too strong, or maybe, it had too much cherry in the dry down, then you should try Dapper Fragrances because it goes in a little bit different direction in the dry down. It's not as much cherry at all. It's more tobacco, which to me makes it a little bit more wearable and honestly a little bit more masculine. I let my wife smell them both because I sprayed them on last night about 8 or 9 o'clock right before we went to bed. And I sprayed them both on at the same time. And I said, which one do you like better? I'll be honest, she liked the Mancera better, but her reason for liking it better was she said it's stronger. And my wife's very simple. She don't mix words, and she either likes it or she likes it, or she doesn't. She liked the Dapper as well, but she was like, well, I can smell that one better. It's stronger. So I like that one better. Okay. I said, okay, well, fine. Now, performance. Performance on them was honestly identical. I sprayed them on at the same time. They went through the development process around the same time, and they wore off about the same time. They wore off about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning. They were still on my skin when I smelled them this morning, and again, they got tangled up in the bed sheets. I could smell them on the bed sheets this morning. This is a good product. This is a good product. Dapper makes a really good product. The main differences that I pick up on is in the dry down. The Dapper fragrance, through the first 2 phases of it, it's smooth. It's easier to wear. The dry down comes, and then the Mancera Red Tobacco takes more of that turn and goes cherry and less tobacco, where the Dapper goes less cherry, more tobacco. And that's the biggest difference that I pick up on. They're both great fragrances. They both smell good. If I had to pick one over the other one, I don't know which one I would pick. It's a tie, so to speak, because they both smell good. If you like more cherry, then I would go with the Mancera. If you like more tobacco, I would honestly go with the Dapper. Again, they both smelled good. They both stayed on my skin equally the same amount of time. The Dapper fragrance was right there, was right there with it. And honestly, they wore off about the same time which was kind of weird, but they did. So I can't really say one fragrance is better than the other. I will say that the Dapper is smoother, a little bit easier to wear, a little bit more refined, where the Mancera is, I'm not going to call it obnoxious, but it is loud, it is strong, it is potent. It is a punch in the face. So if that's too much for you, then try the Dapper. It's a little bit more dapper. It's a little bit more toned down, easier to wear. Both are great fragrances and great performing fragrances. Both are probably getting a little bit out of season right now, but if I had to pick one that would be easier to wear right now, it would be the Dapper. Cold winter day, I think the Mancera might do better. But in all honesty, for the money, I would probably choose the Dapper because, I'm a frugal guy and it's easier to wear and a lot less expensive. So there's my take on Dapper Fragrances version of Mancera's Red Tobacco. I give it a thumbs up. Fragrance is probably a 8 out of 10. It smells like Mancera's Red Tobacco, but honestly, it has a personality of its own, and you just have to smell the two side by side to really understand what I'm saying. To me, this is just a more wearable, more gentlemanly version of Mancera's Red Tobacco, because Red Tobacco is strong. It is really strong. If you like strong fragrances, that's the way to go. If you like a more smoothed out blended fragrance, give old boy a Dapper a shot. I've got 6 fragrances. Well, 5 left. He sent me 6 total. So I've got 5 more fragrances to review. I'll be getting them in over the next several days. So I hope I don't burn you out on Dapper, but if someone sends me a product for review, I'm going to review it and give you my honest opinion on it. That's my job. That's what I took on. So I'm not sure which one of these I have. I know he sent me Lost Cherry as well. I have some Lost Cherry. I may do a 3-way with that one because I also have Kevin Holt's version, Sensual Obsessions version of that as well. So I may do a 3-way with the original Lost Cherry, Dapper, and Sensual Obsessions. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure which way I'll go with that. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a great Friday, getting ready for the weekend. Beautiful day here in Alabama. So be sure to like, share, and sub. Have yourselves a great weekend. And until next time, guys, peace.